Coke Studio. It's been an amazing experience. It's a lot of work, I must tell you, from early mornings to late nights, which will culminate into something amazing on Saturday. Thank you so much for being here, working with
nakupenda tena nina imani sana, ushanitega we all need some. Nakupenda tena nina imani sana, ushanitega so make love to me unconditionally, babe. Unconditionally, baby.
What's going to be different this time around from the last time you did it?
But the format of the show is already different.
Yeah.
There's a lot more work we have to put in.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing like 6 songs in a week.
Yeah, man.
A lot of them are original compositions, so it's just very challenging.
Yeah.
And then also the kind of artists that we have are different.
And this time in Fali Pupa Mastercraft is around. That guy is a genius when it comes to producing.
I'm telling you, like
everybody's like Coke Studio. I like the fact that this time around they keep on improving.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they're learning on their mistakes and they're improving all the time. So bringing better artists, bringing people who you can learn from. It has been a good week for us. Right now we've learned a lot from expression, music, art, like fashion.
And
really amazing.
Made us realize that this is what a busy schedule should be like.
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes you can just be like, well, people ask like, what do artists do? Like, or sometimes when someone calls you, they're just like, Bado Nalala. It seems like, so it kind of makes you just feel like, oh my God, this is what my life should be like. They're waking up, going to studio, having your interviews, having a couple of things taken care of for you or done for you, and then getting home at 10 and getting another
like
pickup
it's like
in the
a 9
morning.
to 5 and then you wait.
But then it's just so tiring though.
Yeah, exactly. Like last night, slept at 11, woke up at 5.
But then I'm sure when it comes to your bucket list of African artists to collab with, Fali must have been in your top 5 or top 3.
Actually, no, he was, and even when he got the list to choose,
we chose Fali.
So really top of the list.
And Mastercraft, in terms of producers, Mastercraft was always the number one.
Yeah, in fact, me and Mastercraft were talking on WhatsApp for a very long time. I wanted to fly him over to come to Kenya to work, but Coke did it for me.
Is there a major difference with the way West Africans produce their music in comparison to East?
There's a huge difference.
The sounds, huh? Okay, you're producing.
Yeah, there's a huge difference. There's a huge in terms of how they approach their music. East Africans approach the music lyrically, in terms of lyrics. But big producers like Mastercraft, especially commercial producers, they approach the music from the rhythm point of view. They think about the club, they think about percussion, but East Africans are more melody and chilled out, and people are like the vibe. So it's a new experience for us, and I like it.
Now when it comes to music, like West Africa have really been leading in many ways when it comes to music. You guys have really set the pace for Kenyans. I mean, when you think of East Africa, Sauti Sol is number 1. Would you say this is the year now for Sauti Sol to really take it to the next level, and for Kenyans now, Kenyan artists to make it? Because you've opened.
I think Sauti Sol can't take it to the next level if other Kenyans.
Yeah, we can't do it alone.
Because this thing is a numbers game, man.
Exactly.
Anytime us guys go for awards, for whatever, we are outnumbered.
But then what is it then that other artists, Kenyan artists are doing wrong?
Kenyan artists don't have management.
Is it capital? What is it?
It's production, it's management, it's structure.
It's not capital, man.
Even us guys don't have capital.
I tell you, I was in Nigeria. I went to Mastercraft studio. I went to Drebit studio. Man, they have studios just like us.
Yeah, man.
In fact, there are studios that are worse than us, but they produce hits. So it's not capital, man. It's just it's a numbers game.
But is it also that Kenyan artists, they don't like
to collaborate or
working each other out?
Kenyan artists are not
supporting each other.
No, even that.
Kenyans will not die for Kenyan music. That's the first problem. Me, I could die for Issa, At that time, I could.
Even Prezo at that
Prezo, in the golden age of Kenyan music, fans could die for the artist. I just don't feel like there's that goodwill right now. The goodwill is not there from the fans, so the sponsors also have little goodwill. And then it's just a combination of also many things. The artists are frustrated, they're not as creative as they should be. It's a combination of many things, but it starts with the artists. It doesn't start with the fans, because the fans take what you give them. So for me, it's the artist needs to step up, produce better tracks, invest in their craft.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, like if you're an artist, you have to have a choreographer, you have to dance, you have to play an instrument.
Like you need to live the music. You need
Like,
to
because
live every aspect.
Yeah.
Honestly, ideally, if we didn't invest back in our crafts, then we'd have been living in those big ass mansions that people would want us to live in and things like that. We really do put in more than 50% of our earnings back into us because we can't wait for an endorsement or sponsorship. So as you
How important is it to have a team, like to have a manager, a team behind you? How important is it? Because a lot of Kenyans feel like they can do everything.
You can't
they don't want to spend it because they want to keep everything to themselves, the little money they make.
Yeah.
But you guys have an entire team.
You get to a point whereby you realize like you can't do everything yourself.
Yeah.
You better concentrate on the art. You better concentrate on the music, and it comes to a time whereby you have to handle it as a business. And once you start handling it as a business, that's when you have departments, that's when you have a social media person, you have a lawyer, you have an accountant, you have a manager, you have a PR person. So it's an all-round
need them, right?
It's like you can't score a goal. So it's all strikers. We need defenders, we need midfielders, we need people we need the coach.
Yeah, we need gatekeepers.
Like we need each other.
So Kenyan artists always complain we don't give them enough airplay, that we play a lot of West African music and South African music, and to some extent that's true, but it's also because the quality, for instance, of the music we get, you know, when you bring it to us as a radio presenter, it has to be of a certain quality to play it on air. And most of the time it's not. The quality is so bad.
Yes and no.
Where is it?
Because
Where
some of the songs
wrong?
that are played on Kenyan radio are poorly mixed Nigerian songs that are even big in Nigeria. Poorly mixed South African songs that are not even big in South Africa. Like us guys absorb. Kenya is like a sponge for those other markets. Whatever they throw at us, we take. But we have to understand that if the quality of Lazizi is so bad, it's so bad.
Just so you know.
But someone gave it a chance. But somebody gave it a chance.
Yeah.
I would ask the people who are the gatekeepers in radio and media to let the fans decide. Because a song like Fundamentos
It's poor quality.
is not high quality, it's not high grade, but the reach effectiveness, the vibe, the feeling, it transcends cross borders. So I
don't know why.
We need to
It's
stop.
not really about the quality.
Yeah, we need to stop having this thing for you pointing fingers and just all decide to make Kenyan music the agenda.
But there's this mentality, not only in the industry of music, but Kenyans, like, in your face they'll say, yeah man, big up, but then behind your back, the minute you're doing better than them, they always want you to be below them.
You think in Nigeria there's no that.
They have that as well.
It's everywhere in the world where there are artists. Even when I talk to Vanessa, she tells me the same shit about Tanzania. It's the same story. It's just how you guys decide. Nigeria, artists don't even like each other. But when Coco's album is out, I'm gonna post it.
When it comes to awards, and one Nigerian wins an award,
All of them
They understand like they're okay.
They understand that, you know what, in our house,
they're competitive.
it's like siblings. You and your sister can't be talking, but when you meet your sister on the street,
No, she's my sister, you know.
and someone is trying to rough her up, you're gonna rough her up.
You'll never see the rift even when they are out there on their
you never
own.
feel the
Yeah,
rift.
when they're not in Nigeria, you'll never see the rift. And Nigerian artists, you know, they encourage and they're taught to be great. Kenyan artists, or like everyone's just like, you're required to be humble.
You know, sorry to use this as an example.
I think we misinterpret the word humility. Yeah, we misinterpret it. Like Kenyans, their definition of being humble is different. Kenyans don't like to see success, and it's a bad thing because we need to celebrate ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not bad when you celebrate yourself. It's nice. Yeah.
I think also, sorry to use this as an example, but for instance, when Kofi was here recently and that whole drama, when Kenyans came together, you know, on the internet, you see what happened, man. Like, when we come together for a positive cause, we can really make a difference. So if you could just use that same energy on something positive, like promoting the local industry or something else, we can really make a difference. But then for whatever reason, I don't know what happens.
No, but I think it's changing. It's changing, and we, being on the forefront right now, I think it's a time whereby we can be able to show Kenyans that it's good to celebrate ourselves. We are the children of our time, and we are supposed to do it in the best way possible. And right now, I would like to big up our fans. Our fans have always held it down for us, you know. And we're increasing our fan base. Kenyans are becoming more and more and enthusiastic about Kenyan music. So I would like to say like things are changing. So it's more positive than negative.
All right, last words before.
Kazi iendelee. Kazi iendelee. Kwenu na kwetu.
Haya. Na mimi nasema tujichunge na madawa ya kulevya.
Very true, very true.
Life is short. Life is short, guys. Enjoy life.
All right, man, guys. Asante sana. Wishing you all the best.